a litigation of an issue that needs to be fought out. This balance of power between the three branches of government and this sort of invisible bureaucratic fourth branch of government needs to be fought. But often the Trump administration does these things in a way that could lead to ultimate defeat. It is not legal to fire them based on policy priorities. You can sort of argue that they are not doing the job, and they're going to have to argue that those two commissioners and the Lina Khan FTC abandoned the purpose of the FTC, which was consumer protection, and reoriented it towards fighting oppressive corporations and the role of corporations in society, which these are fans of the early trust-busting movement. It's very romantic to these people, and you can see it in their language and their objection to being fired. But this might actually reveal to judges who look at this case that they have not been doing what that agency is supposed to do. And that same Supreme Court ruling said that the FTC was quasi-legislative, quasi-judicial,
right.
And it really does set up the FTC for the possibility to be gutted.
I think in defense of the FTC, the most recent figures we have are from 2024, when they returned more than $300 million to consumers. And I think there is, of course, a valid role to be played by those kinds of agencies because, as with the CFPB, often individual citizens do not simply have the financial wherewithal or certainly any legislative leverage to fight against genuine wrongdoing. And that's where I think we probably disagree on the role for regulation itself.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I'm not against the FTC existing. There are certain institutions that are just so baked into American life. I think you need to make the most of them. And the FTC does need to be reoriented towards the consumer welfare standard. And again, under Lina Khan, what the standard became was that antitrust law was going to focus on workers, suppliers, innovators, and entrepreneurs. That's not what the agency is supposed to do. It's what makes going after Amazon so stinking difficult for the FTC, because consumers are actually kind of liking big corporations like Amazon. They have a good relationship to the company. They get things for cheap. And so fighting this out is going to be tough.
You're breaking with the conservatives, though, here. So that's...